Welcome to another tutorial practical class on CGP. So welcome. Today we'll be talking about everything below, everything you can see below. Alright, so the first thing you're going to see there is a template tools. Alright, so I'm going to make this very fast so that it is, the reason why I'm making it very fast is so that it will save your data, and also it will save you from a lot of, it will help you save your time. Do you understand? So the goal is that you'll be able to watch it and watch it again. Like if it is 5 or 10 minutes, you'll be able to watch it like twice or anytime you are less busy, and then it will not take space on your phone. You will not have to delete it to collect some certain things. So I make sure I make it in a way that it will not take your space and also your time to watch, and trust it, you are going to gain everything you should gain. Alright, so this is a template tool. When you come into design, into PixelLab, the first thing you see below is template tool. Alright, can you see it below? The template tool is like 3 circle. If you are a mathematician, you'll have seen this kind of things in your work. So this is template tool. Template tool give you different ideas. Maybe you want to change the background or the text. So these are already made work on templates. So let's pick one. Can you see? We pick 3D. So you can see different options there. So the first thing you see on template tool is that my project. So my project simply means the previous design that you saved. If you have watched the videos I talk about the upper tools, you'll have realized how to save your project. Alright, so you click on it, my previous project, it will bring all of them. Let's just click on one. Can you see? So it will bring all of them. So I can change it if it is default, if it is time, if it is keep calm, and dash, dependent on what you want. This is just an example of what Pixel has provided for you as a template to use. 3D, you can have it, you can have vivid, you have old, you have reflect, right, shining, inner, you have different things. So they give you different formulas for your formula. So that's the work of the template tool. Alright, so but it is limited to this. Alright, so the second thing is the text tool. The text tool, when you click on the text tool, it brings this thing. So the first thing is to put in a text, and when you click on that plus button, just like the plus button on that top, it does the same thing, but there are different things on it. So text tool help you to type in text, whereby the quotes give you quote, just like that one on the top. You will have seen that in the I think the second video now, or the third one, that I explained that perfectly. So it takes you directly to the quote. They are doing the same thing. So PixelLab is not really hard. They are really doing the same function. They just have different things within them. So let's say, for example, I click in text. Can you see it brought a particular text? Then it brings some certain buttons, some certain tools down below. Number one, it brought style, edit, delete, copy, and so on. So the first thing there is style. So if I want to browse my style, I can go. Can you see? This is what PixelLab have given to me. So PixelLab automatically have this for them, so I can click on any of them if I need them. Can you see? It changes it automatically, but I don't need this. I don't need them. So the second thing there is my style. So if I have a font, it will be here. I thought by now you should have the video of how to download font, right? So that is exactly what to do. Alright, so the second thing here is save. If you want to save that font or you want to save the image, it's the same thing. So the text, you want to save the text, you save it through this place. Alright, so but because I'm not saving the text, we don't need to save it. So but this is the usefulness of that text, of this save, is that so that you can save that text to that normal form. Alright, so edit, you can edit your text here to anything you want. You can change it up here, that TT that you are seeing there. So it is a text, so you can change it anytime you want, but we don't need it to change, so we use exactly. So that's the work of edit. Delete, if I want to delete or trash this, is the same thing as what is up there. You can see I've explained in the first video the work and in hand. So delete functions mainly to delete your unwanted image, texture, shapes, and the likes. So the third thing you will see is copy. If I want to duplicate, another word for copy is duplicate. If I want to duplicate this, I click on copy, and then can you see it duplicate it. But because we did not really need the copy now, that's the function of it. So in case you don't know, that is the function, to duplicate it. Alright, so if I want to bring to front, let's assume it is at the back. I use this to bring it to the front. If I want to take it to the back, I will click on to the back. Can you see? It brought it automatically to the back. If I want to click to the front, it will come. I will click on to front, and then it brings. That's the function of those things. Alright, this is position tools. If I want to use this position tool, the main function of the position tool is that so that I will be able to position my work to anywhere I want it. Alright, you can now look at this now. I'm clicking up. Now the work of this line you are seeing move by. So if I want to click it once and I want it to move very fast, I will increase this. Can you see? And I increase it, it moves really fast and really up. But if I decrease it, it will move really slow. Can you see? Can you see the difference? So when I increase it, it moves up. It gives it space. So it is the space in between. So that's the work of this button. Alright, so it helps you position your work as you want it. Let's assume that your hand is not straight and you want this to be at the middle, and you say like it's not straight enough. So what you do is that you use that position to just directly to the middle. Can you see? To the middle as you want it to be. Alright, so that's the work of the position tool. And then the relative position. Now the difference between the relative position and the position tool is that position tool move it little by little, while the relative move to a certain place that the PixelLab already fixed there. So this is what it is. If I want to, can you see? It will move it to the side dependent on the exact place I press. Can you see? This is the middle, up, down, middle now, down. So can you see the difference? So if I click up now, let's say I click up and I want to move it to my right hand side, that right hand side please, corner, I'll click on the right hand side. Can you see? If I want to move it to the middle, can you see? So this is the function. It automatically brings it to the corner of each angle dependent on the tools or the relative the relative position that I place on it. So that's the work of the relative position. We have the size. This you should know this already, how to size your work. This helps you size your work. Alright, so padding. So the work of padding help you if you want to move your design. I don't use it that much because I really don't need it, right? So let's take for example there is a background on this picture. This helps you spread the background, and this is another use for this is that take for example, padding is exactly as this thing. You see me clicking on that thing. Okay, let me explain a little bit further so that we understand. Just like this thing is now. Can you see? So the same thing, the work of padding is that it helps you in creating more space so that your text will be able to fit in well as it was ought to be. So this is exactly the work. It spread the curriculum which your text could contain. Alright, so if my curriculum is too big, it is the work of padding to reduce it to how I want it to be. Alright, to how I want it to be. So that is exactly the work of padding tool. Alright. Okay, this. So what do you see next? We have the color. You already know this. Color will have the color. You can change the colors to what you want, and then gradient also have gradient. So we have texture. Exactly. So the work of texture is that if I want to change this picture to texture, if I want to change this picture to a texture, what did I do? I click on add image. So it will automatically go and add image from my gallery. Alright, let's say I want to put one of these in that picture, in that image. This is what I do. I just click on it. Can you see what happened to the text? The text automatically imputes in itself the picture that I click. The picture. So the work of texture now is that it will help you in selecting any image of your choice or texture. Just imagine if that is a textural image now. It will fit in very well, but because I want to use it as an example, I just pick any pictures on my gallery and place it in. So if you want it to be big, this is where you get to adjust it, and if you don't want it, dependent on the texture you use. So that is exactly the usefulness of this texture. Alright, so it helps you put in images on your text. So that's the meaning. You can see, as the name implies, texture. So it helps you mix it together. It helps you mix your works together. So that's the work of texture. And also opacity. Opacity just helps you reduce the visibility. So the visibility of your text, can you see, to the extent that you want it to be. So that is the work of opacity. And then rotate. Rotate, do the same thing, help you rotate to the degree to which you want it to be. I've explained that already, that's why I'm skipping it. Alright, so mask. If you have seen, okay, it's already 11 minutes. I don't want this to be very long. Alright, if you want to cut in some certain part of your text now, if you don't want some certain part to show, it is a work of opacity to help you clear them. Can you see what I'm saying? Can you see? Just imagine you want to put into colors. These tools helps you. This mask tool helps you do that. So if I don't want that, can you see? I can cut half. If I want to, I can cut half, depending on what I want. And so the work of this is to help you cut your. Another word for that is to clean or to erase some certain part of the design. So that is exactly the work of mask, the work of masks. Alright, so let's move to the next thing. There are a lot of different things in this mask. So if you want it to be in or out, it is the work of this thing. So if you want it to be in or out, so depending, so that is what it is. So dependent on how you want it to be, that is their functions. So the more you use this, is the more you get familiar with it. So the work is exactly to help you erase some part of your designs and help you put another one there if you want, to the degree of how you want to clean or erase a particular part of the design. Alright, so we have the font. This is where you select your font. This is where you select font. Pixel provide different font that you can use by yourself, so you get any kind of font you want. This is font produced by PixelLab. This is your own font that you download. This is my font that I downloaded. The one that I use of recent will be placed here. Alright, so if you want to import text, so you click on these two things. You click on the one at the right, it will bring you to your gallery, your phone gallery, or your phone, anywhere you store your fonts that you downloaded. This will take you directly there. So this is where I download my font. This is where I download. You can see them here. So that's exactly what that is for. And this text help you to take the text from anywhere. So that's the function of those two things, to help you get your font and the best one for your designs. So we also have what next now? The curve. Now this is the work of the curve. If you have ever seen a logo that has a right top that surround it, the work of that thing. Okay, let's say school logo now. You know, they will place a particular logo in the school at the middle, and they do double circle, and at the middle of that circle they put some certain, maybe Best Legacy High School, and then they circle it. So it is a work of this curve to help you curve your design. So this is what I'm saying. Okay, let's click on the curve. Can you see what I'm saying? So if you see Redeemed Christian Church of God, they will type it, and then this is the work. It will help you circle it. You can bend it up, you can bend it down, dependent on how you want it. So the work is to bend. You can see they put it there, bending. So you will bend them to your taste, So that is the work of curve. And then we have background. Background help you put image, help you put shape to your text. It help you put color on the background of your text. So you enable it, and then you can see color automatically comes in. And the best thing about this is that you can use gradient as well. So let's use one gradient that fit alongside. Okay, let's say this fit alongside. So another thing about this is that you can expand the length of each side of this background. So if I want to expand it to the right, I click there. If I want to expand it the other way, here. If I want to expand the top, you can see. I want to bring it down. So that's the work of this padding. So the bottom too, I can do the same thing. Can you see? So that's exactly what it is. The work of this radius is that so that you will be able. Okay, let me show you what it is. Let's bring it back. Can you see that at the edge of that shape at the back of the text, the angles they are forming a particular shape. Let me show you. It was the work of the radius to help you reshape this thing to either square or, let me show you. Alright, so look at the, can you see it's changing. So that is exactly the work of this radius too. It gives a curve to the background or your shape. So that is exactly the word. So let's assume I want to leave it this way. So that's the work of the background. Then we have alignment. Oh, this is really getting long. 16 minutes already. Okay, let's make it 20 minutes and then we stop. So alignment helps you determine the exact place you want your text to fit in, if it is the left, the right, or the middle. So it is the work of alignment that does that for you. So that's the work of alignment. So that's the work of alignment. So we have the work of space now. The work of spacing helps your text. It gives space to your text at the middle. Let's see. You can see what I'm saying. So it's giving space, N and then space, E then space, W then space. So the word I always use is, let's say for example I want to type something tiny here, or present. Have you ever seen any design that they type present? Okay, present. So it is the work of this shape spacing button that helps them give space to it. Do you try and get what I'm trying to say? Let's remove the background so that you will get what I'm trying to say. Can you see? So it is the work of this spacing that gives shapes to this thing. So that's exactly the work of spacing. Then line spacing. The work of line spacing is that, let's assume that I cut this into two different types. So it is the work of line shape spacing to give those two space to. Look at what I'm saying. Can you see? So that is the work of line spacing. And then we also have stroke. What is the meaning of stroke? Stroke give your design another body. Can you see? It gives your design another body. Just like we have flesh now we have body. So what covers the body is the flesh. So what covers this is what we call stroke. What covers our text is what we call, and you can change the color dependent on how you want it to be. You can increase the intensity dependent if you want it to show a little bit. So that is exactly the function of stroke tool. So shadow, you can, just like the name implies, give shadows to your work, and you can also change the color, the intensity, how you want it to be. So it is the work of blur that gives that. So you can also set exact place you want it to be. If it is up, you can see, dependent on what you want, dependent on how you want it to be. So that's the work of blur. So we have inner shadow. Inner shadow helps. Do you know what inner shadow does? Since shadow give shadows to your any text, maybe text, image, or texture. Now inner shadow helps you bring in shadow into that your element, into it, not outside, not at the back, into it. Now so let's put it inside. Okay, you cannot see this because, okay, let's use this one. Let's change the color to white. Okay, all right, so let's use inner shadow. Now inner shadow helps, can you see, it puts the design or the color inside of that design. So that is exactly the work. You can put it at any place you want it to be, depending on what you want it to be, up, down, left, and right. All right, so that is the work of inner shadow. So let's say emboss. Emboss will simply do one thing. It just give, like, it gives your design, like, make it look like mock-ups. Can you see? It makes your design look like mock-ups. So there are a lot of functions that this emboss does to your design, but since you are not going to be using it, but let me still teach you. So let's say we put this inside of it. Let's say we are putting this thing inside it, inner. Okay, this color, right? All right. Okay, let's see now. So can you see now? It makes your design look exactly like 3D. If you have seen most of the 3D that many people use, it is the work of this. Can you see now? It gives you a particular beauty that makes it look like gradient. I can change you can see some light are changing there. Okay, let me zoom in so that I can see. Let me zoom it. Look at a particular light there. You will see some certain. Can you see? So that is the work of this emboss tools. So that is exactly the work. So do you understand what it is now? Alright, so we have perspective. Okay, the work of perspective is to help your design or your text or any image to take another shape. So let's say let me click on image so that you understand. Oh, it's already okay. Let me stop here so that I will continue in the other video. Let me stop here. Oh, we should make it very fast. Alright, we have few left. Let's take two at a time. Alright, so the work of this thing is to help you. Okay, let's click on this. The work of perspective is to, can you see? 3D is just, all these things are working for 3D. If I want to put it, take for example, I'm working on 3D and I want to place my picture closer to a particular wall that is bending. It is the work of this thing that will help me to do that to the degree to which I want it to be. So that is the work of this. You can use it to also correct pictures too, if the pictures is small or big. So that is exactly the work of that button. Alright, so the next button exactly helps 3D rotate. If you want to rotate your 3D, can you see? That's exactly the function. So these are exactly what it is, the usefulness of that. Okay, so we have what next? I'm making it very fast because of the time. 3D it will give you another perspective about it, dependent on how you want it to be. So that's the work of this 3D. If you want it to be in gradient, it will help you put it there. So can you see now? So if you want it to be up or down, this is the work, up or down. So that is the work of 3D. And then shadow. If you want the shadow to be down, your shadow to be down, you can see. If you want to give this intensity, it is here. If you want to blur it, make it more. If you want, so that's it. You want it to be more. What is it now? You want it to be more clear. You reduce this blur. You want it to look like blurry, but you increase it. Can you see? So you want to expand it to be more big or small. That is the work of the 3D shadow. And then the reflection rather, it doubles anything you do into two. opposite sides. It gives your design, your templates image opposite side, the view of opposite side. So just look at it. When I click on it now, it gives me to, can you see? So even if I click on the picture, it will okay, I think that's applicable to text and shape. Alright, so that's just a function of that. It helps you. Okay, you can adjust it here to the degree to which you want it to be. So that is exactly the work of this text tool. You can add code to, you can add code. I've told you that before. You can add code here, and then you are good to go for those two things. So we have 3 more left, and then we are good to go. Sorry, this is taking longer, and I have to make it very fast so that you can get it, but re-listen to it over and over again and you are going to get it. And if you are a sharp learner, you should get the usage once and for all. Alright, so that is the usage of these text tool and also the templates tool. Alright, see you in the next video.